Look, it's a flood.
It's a flood.
It's flooding.
Get away.
Quick, we need to get to higher ground.
Open the floodgates.
This is exactly why I did that bit.
No, I don't.
When was the last time? When was the last time on your mama? When was the last time you had a glass of milk?
It
Just
was
like
within a year. I'll tell you
Within
that.
a year?
Yeah.
That's freaky. I haven't done that within the decade.
But I mean, I always just like chug a glass of milk and that's it.
Yo, the milk propaganda is real. Cause let me tell you, as I
Big milk.
As I was getting
Shout out to milk.
as I was getting back into fitness, right? A little hack to tell you to stay hydrated is milk. Right?
That's
Because they say drinking milk hydrates you better than Gatorade, better than Pedialyte. You think I'm gonna believe that bullshit? I'm gonna just be in the gym chugging milk
Yeah, well,
while
that's
I'm doing
fucking
power
weird.
sets, right?
Muscle milk?
That's
No.
not even real dairy.
That's not even real. That's
Yeah.
the thing about it, though. But
That's not dairy at all. Like
It's just like I get the like weird film on your like in your mouth. I just can't. It's like why would
Pause. Pause. That was crazy, dog. Dog, that was crazy. And we ain't even got started yet.
That's insane. Okay.
So, you was talking about mouthfeel.
film like the after you drink the milk, it gets like all makes your mouth feel all like weird and.
Can I ask you a question? When you were a child and you saw the Got Milk ads, did it make you feel weird?
Told you.
No, it didn't.
Because I don't know, it's just something about like, I didn't wake up at 7 a.m. to go to school and then stop by the gas station on the way just to see a white woman with a white film on her lip. Like, that's not how I depicted starting my fucking morning.
Yo, it's crazy you bring that up because I thought about this shit the other day. School lunches was crazy, right? Because they would have us eating shit like pizza and chicken nuggets
Right.
and serving it with the side of milk to drink.
Yeah, that is
Like,
a little freaky.
right?
Yeah.
Like, yo, here go this cheeseburger. Enjoy your chocolate milk with it. I have never in my life been in a restaurant and been like, oh, you know what would go good with these meatballs?
A glass of milk.
Like,
It was
Yeah,
weird.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
When
like,
it comes to milk, it was weird because it was always a divide. Like, once you got to the cafeteria, it was like gang territory. Like, oh, we chocolate milk niggas
yeah,
over
it's
here.
chocolate milk gang over here, which is extra crazy because I'm like, you want chocolate milk with that pepperoni pizza, marinara, and chocolate, dog?
Yo,
Guess
the
it's
nigga
okay
was gone
with
for
you?
half a
Do you
minute.
remember,
Shit his brains
Right.
out.
And then they wonder
In the
why
fourth
kids.
grade.
Yeah.
You remember when we used to have school breakfast? And I'm pretty sure it was the same county-wide, like those donuts and like the
You know,
plastic
I don't
wrapper.
think I ever got to school early enough for school.
I lived right across the street from Crofton Middle, so I would just walk. And I'd get myself like 4 donuts and 2 chocolate milks, and then be like wired more than I already am.
And crashing after lunch, right? Like that sugar high. You come down, you be in class just.
Be in art class, ready to take a fucking nap.
Me sleep in art class? Never!
The levels of delinquency are
Rising up and crashing through.
Back at you for the new year. This is Doc
And Ziggy.
with the Flood,
Flood.
your favorite weekly pop culture digest, taking the news happening around you and discussing how it shapes the culture that defines you with our pop perspective.
To put the culture in context,
And make the mainstream
make sense, because if we do not make sense, we don't make dollars! Hello!
At the Patreon.
Shout out to our patrons, Enraged Peacock and Gladiator Beast.
I still can't believe 2 people actually paid to hear this podcast. Shout out to y'all. Y'all the real MVPs.
Like we appreciate the fuck out of y'all.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's growth. And speaking of growth, we back at y'all in the new year with the same perspective, keeping it funky fresh. And we got a guest for y'all today for our first episode back from hiatus. Everybody welcome Jamar Taylor, local Baltimore comedian. Jamar, I'm gonna let you tell the people.
Cue the horns. I like that. Actually, if you can, like, the sound.
No, I got it.
Just
I got
drop one of Clue's bombs right here.
Drop a clue bomb right there. You got it.
I like that intro. Thank you.
I got you, bro. Everybody holla at Jamar. Tell the people your socials.
You can go on Instagram and follow me at Be More Funny Mar. That is BMOREFUNNYMAR.
Spelled it out for you like fabulous.
The whole word like this.
I really did. You know how back in the day they had like the niggas on the voicemails?
Yeah.
And they like, you can give me a call back at 410-982-2758. Once again, that is 410-982-2758. Talk to you later. Bye. Click. Like, what the fuck? I still do that to this day.
But having a clean voicemail used to be like that
used to be the
right?
one.
Yeah.
I would let it fill up. I would just straight up let it fill up.
When was the last time you checked it?
Like, legitimately checked? A decade?
God damn.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
Like legitimately checked like a decade.
I don't even know. I'm not even gonna begin to. Like,
Other than that, it's just like, oh, the notification won't go away. 77777.
It's extra crazy because you got an iPhone?
Yeah.
Yeah. iPhone makes it real easy to check your voicemail.
Yo,
right?
Isn't that shit insane? You said like punching a pin in some shit. Now you
It's
just
like
go to-
literally right there. Like you open up the phone app and then it's all the way over on the like right there.
I have, I don't know if I still have it because of transferring phones, but you know, the SIM card carried data over.
You should.
I have one voicemail saved that from friends who I'm pretty sure were drunk as shit in like 2008. And
Those are the best. Also, speaking of, drunken voicemails, I think this is a perfect PSA to remind y'all at the beginning of the year. Stop leaving voicemails on rappers' phones unless you want to end up on mixtapes. That's all I'm saying. Like,
I would love to end up on a rapper's mixtape.
As a voicemail?
As a voicemail.
Oh, but you're a comedian though, right? So like, I feel like that's a like
That's
a
a
mad
bag.
rapper shit.
Yeah.
That's
a bag right there. Fucking
That's-
Kid
yep.
Kirkland,
Yeah.
Little Duval, like a lot of people have gotten their start
On
fucking with
mixtape-
rappers.
On rapper
Yeah.
mixtape. I also know, there's a lot of angry lady voicemails on rapper mixtapes. And I'm
Lot
just
of
like, why would you still do that? in
Yo,
2020?
you ever heard of the end of? I see you got the Cam CD.
Yeah.
Fuck, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's a banging ass song. Then right after,
Oh,
don't
dude.
go down there.
Yeah.
They was shooting niggas down there. Don't you go by your damn self.
Yo, what song was that? Bro, look, he made me pull the CD down. I'm looking at the track.
The Lots had one, Cam had one, and it just be random voicemails.
Yo, Cameron always had the random chicks calling him up saying all kinds of crazy
Yeah.
shit. Joe.
Like, bro, that was
I
his
feel like
bag.
there's one after Oh Boy, right? Where she-
Yeah, that's the one. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yep.
The only person who I feel like flipped that shit correctly, and I'm gonna say this on record, was Mary J. Blige. Her very first album was the 411. At the very beginning, that shit was a flex because it's like a little interlude, so it's not an actual song.
Yeah.
And it has a little one of those little like fucking all that like 90s type beats,
Oh
like.
man.
Then she's flexing because it's all these motherfuckers who were big at the
Yo.
time, like leaving her
Yeah.
voicemails like, let's do a song, let's get together. You supposed to be down at the recording studio. She's in the house shooting dope. This is the craziest part about
Oh,
it.
that's wild.
That was that
That's
time.
wild. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That was that time.
Damn, insane pivot, but we was talking about intros to comedy specials, right? And I think if I was doing MSG just for the flex, right? Because I'm at MSG, I think I'm gonna have to pay Nickelodeon to come out to the all that intro, right? Or TLC.
I like that.
Yeah.
You gonna pay the actual DLC to come
Yeah,
out
pay
and just have the
TLC, yeah.
fucking the hologram with Lisa left out.
That would be, that would be fire, dog. Listen, Kevin Hart, don't you steal my idea.
Yo, this nigga had fire. You know he's gonna steal that before you get to do it. That's the craziest part.
The nigga got money. If he doesn't, I'm cool with it because it just certifies that he listens to the podcast.
Right.
So,
I mean, we know Biden listens.
Biden listens?
Yeah, dude, in one speech, he was just
He
like,
dropped our outro.
this is not normal.
Yeah, and that's our outro, right?
Yeah.
We always end it with, this is like, whatever it is. This is a reminder that this is not normal. Bye, guys. Thank you for coming back. Oh, no. But Biden said it during the speech, so it's certified.
Confirmed listener.
I like that.
I just wish he would fucking share the goddamn link.
Well, Mr. President, before we move on, I would just like to say, I apologize to you for anything that you might hear. And And we gonna cut that part about Mary J. Blige out because
No.
I want to work.
Also,
with her
you're
one day.
apologizing to the wrong person.
I want to work with her one day, and I feel like she's gonna take that personally. You saw that video where she didn't hug Usher, like Usher was trying. She was like, "Get off of me, nigga!" Like
Usher's already going through his villain arc. So the thing is, you don't need to worry about apologizing to the president. You have to worry about Ted the Fed. So Ted the Fed is the Fed from the NSA that's assigned to listen to every single one of our episodes.
Ted
So
the Fed.
yeah, anytime we say some really problematic shit, we're just like, oh, hi, Ted. I actually have a shirt, the old World War II propaganda that says he's watching you. I photoshopped it so it says hi, Ted now.
Oh wow, that's. I like that.
Call it the merch.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so Jamar, normally when we have a guest on, we like, this is our reaction, our perspective, our opinion. We like to, check the temperature of where you're at with a little questionnaire, right? Dan, would you like to, Zig, would you like to explain to him what the questionnaire is?
So everybody has those hills that they will die on, a belief from which they cannot be moved.
Right.
But we here at the Flood need to see if you can survive on that island underneath of this torrent of bullshit.
Yeah,
so
that was very poetic, my guy.
I like how you did that.
Jamar Taylor, what is your island?
As a comedian, I've been doing it for a little past 2 years at this point. Pretty much going on like 2.5.
Right. Cheers to the grind.
Thank you. Cheers to that. Hold on.
6 months.
And it's a grind. And I do believe that all artists, no matter what medium, should have a space to properly express their art and
That's
what they
art is
have
for.
created in a safe space.
Right.
But
Like Club Shay Shay.
I feel like
We'll get to that.
But I feel like when it comes to open mic settings specifically, and I'll explain it afterwards because this is a real hot take, we need to bring back booing.
Ooh,
Healthy booing.
healthy.
Yes. Because, okay, here's the thing. Before I left, right, for my stint, there were only, especially for black comedians, there were only a handful of opportunities you had during the week to go test out your material, build
Right.
upon it, punch it up, things
Yep.
like that.
And I was gonna say,
I
only
can
two
definitely relate to that.
Yeah. So now,
It's shitty because like someone like me who's like brand new and like all I have is open mics, and I go to Zismos, and Zismos is a room full of nothing but comedians.
rest in peace, Zismos.
Is it over?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
is?
over.
Damn, I thought you said they was
They were going and then they changed it, and
damn.
and now Max's is on Wednesdays, which is the same day as Nottingham's and Motorhouse.
The whole landscape is changing.
R.I.P. Lou Room. Damn.
R.I.P. Lou Room. Lou Room is actually where I did my first headlining show.
Damn.
When I found out I was going on a deployment,
Yeah.
I was still broke as fuck. But I was like, you know what? I need to do something that establishes me, and it's not. This is just a new comedian. How do I keep this momentum going? So Lou Room, shout out to Michael Furr. He was that guy, and I remember when I put down the money for the room, I asked him. I had this thing when I was a newer comedian, and I always asked people like, if you were in my position, let's say 6 months in the year, and whenever I was asking, what advice would you wish that someone gave to you?
Ooh, that's a good question.
And so I kind of framed it around because we were recording it, and I shot for the stars with this shit and failed
absolutely.
miserably.
Listen,
I
All
made a
right,
trailer and all that, and it never dropped.
I have a question for you
That's how
right
you
off the
learn
bat.
it. You learn
Right
it,
off
you
the
fail.
bat. Are comedians allowed to boo other comedians?
That's why I want to do the booing because we know funny.
You think it'll, so when another comedian boos you, is from more of a critical perspective, less of a like hater perspective, like you trust.
Yeah.
I definitely get critical feedback, constructive critical feedback on my jokes.
Right.
And it has helped
And
my...
it's been an after the fact thing, but you've seen it on the scene where it's like, here, my issue specifically with it. And I feel like everybody at home listening will be like, oh, he's such an asshole. We don't like him so far. Fuck that guy. But the reason that I say that is because it's the other end of the spectrum of what I see happening now. You have new comedians who are working out shit, and every single week they're doing the exact same thing that did not work out last week.
Yep.
But that's not even the part. The part that really takes me somewhere and is like, okay, something needs to change, is the fact that all the other new comedians, whether they genuinely feel like that or not, after they get off stage will dap them up like, good shit, bro. No! Not good shit at all.
No, tell that nigga what it really
Go
is.
home, work on. I feel like Eminem when he was in
Eddie
the rap
Coulson
battle
has-
with the big buff nigga in 8 Mile.
Yeah, at the beginning.
And he was like, take the pencil, go home, write some new shit, make it exclusive, and don't come back until, yeah.
I mean, Eddie
That's how I
Coulson
feel.
has a joke about this where he's just like, yeah, you know, I have my friends come out, and I'm like, yeah, what'd you think of my set? Yeah, you know, man, you went up there, you did your thing. And I was telling people, I'm like, when you first start comedy and somebody tells you that, they're like, that really fucking matters. Because, you know, it is scary going up there. But after you've done it 30, 40 times, if somebody says that to you, you kind of just want to punch them in the throat.
But if you have a whole bunch of motherfuckers telling you you're doing well, because I feel like it's not necessarily to put down the new comedian or discourage the new comedian, but I feel like in a sense what's happening now is discouraging. Because if you think about it, if you really don't have, as a new comedian, you can't, I don't want to say you can't gauge what funny is, but as a new comedian, if you don't really have your hand on the heartbeat, like you're on your pendulum type shit, and somebody's telling you you're doing well, but then you turn around and you're not being booked, what the fuck is that helping?
Exactly. No, I feel you. As a new comedian, you know what you think is funny. But what you think is funny isn't necessarily what is going to get, like, butts in the seat.
Unless
right?
Or even things that you know are objectively funny, but you have to learn a way to
how
tell
to deliver
them.
it correctly.
Yes.
And that's another thing.
And that's part of the craft.
Like, unless you are like on some shit like how Mike Tyson's story is.
Right.
Where he had this prize boxer who's now retired, training him for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years before he actually gets his first fight. I cannot sit up here and in good faith say a new comedian knows exactly what funny is. 2 years in, I don't know exactly.
Yeah,
what
so
funny is.
here's
You can't, right? Like, I don't care how many times you, if you are a, like, master's degree graduate of YouTube University, right? Like, you cannot.
YouTube University HBCU.
Yo, YouTube University is that shit. I went there for $0 down. I still haven't made a payment. They're calling me to this day. I'm not. I'm
What are
not
you doing?
giving
You're
them
just
anything.
sitting there on the couch.
We need to get that like athletic department shirt made.
Listen.
YTU HBCU
Well, it's to
athletic
you
department.
if you got that commercial reference, right? That means you was sitting on the couch at home, not doing nothing when you could be at work.
Nigga, I was 8 just finishing my homework. Like, what?
On a sick day, this nigga just yelling
I
at
was
you.
8
like, you
sitting in my
lazy piece of
grandmama
shit.
house. What
But
more was I supposed to
back
do?
You have a degree yet.
Back to the comedy thing and delivering the joke.
Right.
So, I am completely confident in my craft as not as a comedic writer, but as a writer as
Just a writer,
as a
period.
whole. Period.
Yeah.
Doc has read plenty of my material, including some satire and some straight out like just humor pieces, and it always comes through. But that's because of the medium of reading. You're going to read it and set it up yourself.
Right.
I just supply the content. And that's something that clearly we see as comedians. We know comedians who write incredible concepts, but they don't know how to deliver them. Right now, that's where I feel like I'm at, personally. So I have like my three main bits that I have been like crafting for the past like 6 months.
Right.
And I think at this point, probably if I fully write it out and like practice it, I could probably get 7 minutes out of that now.
One thing
But that 7 minutes is taking a long time to get.
Especially like unless you're preparing it. There are people out here with like shit like that.
Right.
You have to learn as a comedian, and I just recently learned this, how to stretch the shit out of a joke. And it's the best fucking time. Like, I was just in Mineral, Virginia, which is like backwoods Virginia. Literally, the people I was on the show with were all riding down together, and I'm not driving. And I talked to the driver, and I'm like, "Hey, if you're taking me to an Illuminati sacrifice,
If you're taking me to a sundown town, I need to know."
Yeah, just let me give you some joke premises, and like, I'm totally fine with it.
Like, you pay me for my jokes. I'll stay at the hotel. I don't need to be in Tuscaloosa.
I was
Get
so
the fuck
scared.
Out of here, sir.
And then it was like backwoods, like one lane road type shit. But then
them
he
dirt
was,
roads.
he pulled up into like a manor. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it was like double gates up a hill.
Oh, nah.
And I was like, oh, I'm about to die.
My man said, is this a Jordan Peele movie? Are we filming Antebellum 2?
That's exactly how I felt, too.
That was crazy. When you up there, right, and you're working out your new material,
Right.
and you're talking about your delivery, like, if you get a boo, how do you feel like you would receive that in the moment, right? Because
This is something
that's an
before
abrasive thing. We talking about healthy
before you go
boo.
to this, before you ask me this, I want to ask Jamar, because he's the one who came with this island. Do you think getting booed is more constructive than silence?
That's a good... Okay, so let me put it like this.
I like how he pivoted. From
I like how you did
question.
that. That was real nice.
That was that politician in you, by the way.
Oh, right. That's another thing that have I ever told you I ran for office and won as a joke?
We can talk
What?
about that. We can talk about that during the break.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
And so the question you asked him again was,
Do you think it is more beneficial for a comedian to get booed or to linger in the silence?
because I have an answer.
I feel like the silence is more painful and less beneficial because you can flip that. Literally, I did a joke last night that didn't go over well. And I feel like this is a killer joke. I'll say it on this podcast live. This will be the premiere of it for the masses. So I say...
News premiere!
Hey, yo. You gotta put that up there. Fucking
We got all the drops. All the drops.
Hey, RIP datpiff.com, though.
Datpiff.com was that shit. Datpiff.com.
RIP metagame.com, but that's for...
Remember those...
That's for the patrons.
Just a quick tangent. Do you remember those mixtapes?
Yes.
That
Dude,
was
mixtape era, like the 2006, 2000, what was it? 2004 to 2010 mixtape era was like
lit.
That hip hop was crazy. Dog.
I'm not gonna lie. So I don't
Soul
know.
tape, like dog.
The bar print.
I don't know when this came out. I'm pretty sure this came out when I was in 8th grade. So that's about like 2013, around that time.
Yeah.
But it was
Dude,
this intro.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's a lot younger than we
Say
are.
that again.
2013.
You was
and
in-
that's me spit. But hold on. Wait,
You was in
wait.
what grade?
8th grade. Okay, so I'll tell my life story a little bit later on. But when I was in 8th grade, so technically I repeated, not because I'm a
Just made me
dumbass.
feel the grays in my beard. Just like,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Not because I'm a dumbass, but because I lived out of country where the education didn't. I don't want to say fit up to par because that's kind of a shitty comparison
out
when
of
you're
country?
thinking I lived in China.
Oh, okay. Nope, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
enough
we're
said.
not going to talk about that. They're listening now.
Hi,
How y'all
Ted.
To the side.
But yeah, so I did a joke last night, and it was like, basically, do you know of the new Kong Godzilla movie that's coming out?
Yes.
And I say, turn on your thinking caps, fuck with me for a second, because all of us are a little racist in our minds.
Just a little bit, right?
Because
like
King Kong is a black man because he's a monkey with no parents.
and in the movie he captured a white woman.
Exactly.
Right?
This is Kanye.
she damn, what do they call it when you fall in love with your kidnapper?
Stockholm
Stockholm
Syndrome.
Syndrome?
Yeah. She gave the giant ape Stockholm Syndrome.
That's
Because let's remember, he was the captive in a new land. King Kong is really the victim in that movie.
That's true.
Anyway.
Or was he just fucking them all up? It was like, I'm gonna steal your white bitch.
Yeah,
It was his
listen,
line of thinking. But
Gypsy Rose, right?
what we're not doing this right now. I follow that with saying, asking the crowd, where does Godzilla originate from? Everybody always says, Japan. I'm like, what continent is that? Asia. And then I said, if you think about it, you have a black man and an Asian man in one movie. This is just Rush Hour 4. And it did not go over well at all. And it was silence. And I was like, well, that didn't go over well. And that got the biggest laugh out of the whole set.
That's crazy.
Well,
That's crazy that they would laugh at
But if a
that,
nigga
right?
boo, there's no coming back from a boo.
See, I feel like silence to me, right?
Like, the joke did well
I feel
until, I said that, and then they were just like, oh, we feel really bad for laughing.
silence to me cuts deep, right? Because
It hurts. It hurts.
I need to at least hear right?
Yeah, just a little something.
Like, damn, you didn't get that at all. Like, that didn't resonate with you, even to for a body movement.
I could respond to a boo.
Yeah, a boo.
But like silence, it feels like you just stop.
Silence is like when a parent says, "I'm not angry, I'm disappointed." Right.
That's spot on. That's spot on.
And I'm like, ooh.
My mom just beat my ass. I never got that.
Yeah, I'm like, I won't be back to the loo room for a couple of weeks.
So do you think it is more constructive to be booed or to be hit with silence?
Hit him with a boo. And I don't feel like it should be like a long boo. It should just be real quick. Boo!
Like a ghost?
Boo! I saw somebody do that one time.
Like, hey.
I'm not gonna lie. The comedian on stage deserved the boo because they were drunk. They were being very rambunctious, to use an SAT word. Jamar Taylor comedy on YouTube. They were being very rambunctious, and a comedian that I respect and love, who will not be named, he was like, boo! And then she just kept going, and then that's when he gave the elongated boo, because it's kind of like, shut the fuck up, just a little bit. Yeah.
Like Sandman. So bring the Sandman.
Yo, we need to bring, if
Season 2 of Sandman is coming.
Sandman, my guy?
Yeah. Yeah. Or them, the two old crotchety Muppets.
Oh, I love those dudes!
This joke sucks.
I feel like part of Sandman's effect was the fact that he looked a little scary, so it was like, you ain't wanna fuck with him.
It was, can you imagine how unnerving that is? Like, you're in the middle of a set, right? And then all of a sudden you hear, meow! So now you have to decide, is this like an actual alarm? Should I be like in emergency mode? And then like a dude comes up and pulls you off stage with a giant
and mind you,
comical
the dude
sized
that
cane.
comes up with the cane looks like a crackhead on a roller chair.
Yes. Right? Like, so you like, what the fuck is happening? Am I being snatched into the upside down? Like,
is this my Illuminati initiation? I don't know.
Yes.
Let's ask Kat.
Humiliation ritual? Alright.
But
shave my sideburns.
To respond to the island, you go first.
I think this stands. Honestly, because you need constructive criticism, especially in a field like comedy, because I feel like a lot of comedians is getting to cook right now that ain't actually funny. There's people out here
leaning too much on crowd work and social media.
I wasn't talking about Matt Wright. I'm still taking.
Oh my gosh,
Amy Schumer.
I did not know this is the Matt Wright. Okay, never mind. Continue.
I feel like this stands though. Like, no, if you don't think that shit is funny, give constructive criticism.
Yeah.
This nigga does not need to. That's the problem with rap music. Nobody wants to tell anybody that shit suck. Now they're like, hey, homie, you go.
Hey, man, you went up there, you did your thing.
Yeah, you try. Listen. I couldn't do it. That's all I know, man. You went up there and you did that. You're brave. I feel like telling somebody they're brave is like the most backhanded compliment. Yeah.
Like I said, the first couple of times you go up there, like that does mean something. After you've been doing it for months and you've lost track of how many times you've done it, you really don't want to hear that shit.
Solid island, all the way down. I feel like this island floats. You could probably sustain life on this island for like Castaway. This is a Tom Cruise island. You'll be good. You got yourself a Wilson. You can hang out here. Is there cheesecake?
I just want to know if it's Cheesecake Factory on this island because I really love Cheesecake Factory.
Hey.
Is it like a Cabana style Cheesecake Factory?
So you wouldn't be upset if somebody took you on to Cheesecake Factory for your first date?
Hell no.
See,
I mean, the only part that I'd be mad about.
Men are simple.
The only part that I'd be mad about is because what I order from the Cheesecake Factory is not something like what I get from the Cheesecake Factory. When I go to eat it, I need to be alone. Like it's about to get disgusting in here.
Yeah. No, you gotta. What's that French dish you gotta eat under the fucking like towel or whatever?
It's some shit like that. Literally, I am a grown man with bills, and I sustain myself month to month, year to year.
And this is where I've come.
Yeah.
My day off.
And I still have to sit down when I eat this certain dish. Sit down with a towel on the floor. Like it gets nasty like that.
I'm gonna qualify this island. Being the bleeding heart that I am, just waiting to be eaten alive by sharks. I think you gotta pick and choose the comedians you do this to, though.
But at the end of the
day,
okay, let me ask you. Why do you feel that way? Hold on. Why do you feel that way?
Like a new comedian?
A brand new comedian, understandable. If you go on stage and you say, "This is my first time," I'm gonna let you rock, no matter how shitty I think it is.
This ain't
all right. This is a question I've actually been thinking about. Where is the line between being new and bad?
That I know your shitty punchlines by heart.
So you're just working the same material
You're working the same material the same exact way, and I can literally, as you do it, timing verbatim, say it along with you.
I know several comedians.
You start a
like
joke
this.
and you get one sentence in, and I know the rest of your joke and it's not working, you deserve that.
The reason why I've only been to the Blue Room like 3 times. Solid Island.
Solid Island. With the Cheesecake Factory on it, there used to be a Bahama Mama, so it looked a little... There used to be a... What's that shit? Not Bahama Mama. It looked like a Bahama Breeze.
The food is fine.
The food is totally fine.
The place might be a little greasy, but I promise you won't get like salmon.
And don't go on a date on that Cheesecake Factory on that island, because there's gonna be a Jamaican that worked there, and he's gonna try to fuck your bitch.
He gonna take your lady. He gonna see how much you tipped, and he told her.
He gonna take some of that magical water clay they be putting on women's asses and shit. He's gonna have it on them.
But other things we have to cover this week. We have to cover Jeffrey Epstein, the New York Times, AI.
What the fuck?
Let him go.
This is my episode. There's more?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, no. We have to cover Jeffrey Epstein, the New York Times, AI, Gypsy Rose, Tetris, Jesse Waters, Trump, Pat McAfee, more AI, and Cat Williams.
Oh! Okay, before we even get on with this, I would just like to say I was screaming free my bitch Gypsy Rose till she was free. It happened. Look at God.
And we're gonna take a break.
We'll be back.
Look at God.
Look, it's a flood.
It's flood.
It's flooding.
Get away.
Quick, we need to get to higher ground.
Open the floodgates.
Wait, why can't we talk about black stuff?